What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to level 8 of the Protoss campaign in Starcraft Remastered version, and this is a pretty challenging level, to say the least. I would consider it to be the most challenging level in the entire campaign, but we'll handle it just fine. We're facing off against red and purple Protoss, and we have a purple base over here and over here, and we're gonna try and get the both of them. So I sent out the Hyperion, Raynor, to go and deal with this stray Reaver. Free shot for us. Other than that, Raynor can unfortunately not be repaired, so be careful with engaging with Raynor way too much. However, on the other hand, we do have access to the Yamato gun, and we can definitely use that as much as we want to, as much energy as we have. So what we are gonna do in the meantime is we are gonna use Raynor in order to knock down their defenses. Purple on both bases have got a lot of defenses, so every free shot that we can get in order to take down their defenses is gonna be of major help to us. Of course, it takes, I think, one shot. Yeah, one shot per defensive line or a defensive turret, and every time we have mineral or energy to offer for this, we're gonna use it for sure. The Hyperion is also a hard-hitting unit, and taking off any other units is also gonna be just fine. So we will be experiencing frequent attacks, and just getting some defenses up and running is gonna be a very good idea. We also have access to the mighty carriers now, and the carriers in just one carrier is not a very strong unit. Durable, but not very strong. However, once you have a ton of carriers, that changes the game completely. 12 carriers is a nearly unstoppable force, to say the least. So that's exactly what we're going to be going for. We are going to secure 3 bases, and then just hoard the minerals and the gas and the everything that we can get from it, and then pretty much steamroll to the end of this level. And that's going to be it. However, in order to get to that point, it is going to require a lot, and I do mean a lot of resources and a lot of time on top of it all. So we need to make sure that we defend our bases pretty well. Don't end up having to make use of too much resources for defenses and units. Instead, we're going to try and save up as much as we possibly can. Now, that is going to mean keeping something like this carrier alive at all costs. And we will also be primarily focusing on an air army instead of a ground army. Yeah, careful of that. We don't want Raynor to get any unnecessary damage because we just cannot repair him. So, yeah, make use of them for now. See, perfect. Okay, let's see about striking down another one of these photon cannons. Perfect. And retreat back where we came from. So, no need to worry about getting too many forges, because we will only be focusing on making air-based units. So, that being said, all we really need is the shields. Definitely make defenses though. They on the other hand are going to be really handy. Having a Dragoon or 2 is also not a bad idea, but for the most part, just focus on getting your air army up and running. Yeah, pull back. Try not to lose any of our Dragoons, if we can help it. Strike the carrier down, and then they lose everything else. About 3 photon cannons is more than enough to deal with the majority of their scouts and the nonsense that they send our way. And once we have the shields, it's going to mean those things are a lot more durable as well. Well, like I said, one of the reasons why we don't want to go for a ground army is because of their Reavers. And in order for us to get a base, we are gonna have to mow down one of these two purple bases. So the sooner we get that over and done with, the better, but you can imagine that we are gonna need quite a number of units in order to break through. So, yeah, just getting an air army, striking down their defenses as much as we possibly can is what we're gonna be aiming at. We can, if we want to build 2 cybernetics cores, not a bad idea in order to benefit from the upgrades. We do also now have access to a fleet beacon, and with that we get access to +2 air attack upgrades and defense upgrades as well. Okay, time to strike down another piece of their defensive equipment. Hopefully they don't have anything to worry about here. Everything seems fine. And Yamato its ass. Yeah, once those defenses are out of the way, we can use our ground army in order to go and just to lay damage on them. Worry about? No, not really. Start getting our starports. If we can get a couple of scouts to help us out, that's going to be awesome. But for the most part, probably not. So the reason why I'm making extra probes is so that we can just quickly fuel our new base when it's up and running, benefit from the extra resources ASAP. So for now we only have access to 4 interceptors. That will change as soon as we get access to a fleet beacon. Oh goodness, goodness, goodness. Pull back. Oh, that was close. That was close. Okay, fleet beacon next, and then from there on out we can start making decent units. If we have 2 carriers, that's gonna be awesome, but as you can see, the gas is a little bit of a problem for us. So instead we're gonna see about just getting the carrier with 8 interceptors, and then afterwards we're gonna lay it down on that base. Get these guys closer. We are gonna slowly but surely start preparing ourselves for the big assault. Float on the positive side. Yeah, carriers are really expensive, to say the least. Okay. What about that? There we go. +4 to the interceptors. As soon as we have enough. Yeah, we're gonna use the Hyperion and the carrier in order to deal with those guys. No need to get them involved. Just put them on stop as well. Carriers also have incredibly long range, so they are very effective in clearing out photon cannons. Perfect. And that being said, our scouts can now also get a little bit of extra speed. We are going to be making use of that for sure. I think, yeah, things are fine for now. Another strike from the Yamato gun is going to come right now. I think, let's check out that one over there. Bam. Okay, now focus fire this guy over here. And let's see. Okay, perfect. Now let's just make sure. Ooh, first of all, don't let the Hyperion get unnecessary damage. So far, so good. Okay, we have a nice amount of probes. We can use another group if possible. That's okay, let's just strike down that Reaver and then we can assault this base. Oh, goodness. Not nice, not nice. So, while we were away striking that base, they decided to throw a little bit of a sneak attack. That's okay, we're just gonna lead them into our defensive line over here, and yeah. Just take it. So that merely served as a distraction. Nice call on their behalf, but it was futile in the end. Just make sure that we don't get caught off guard by one of their Reavers. They probably made their Reaver by now. Remade their Reaver, I mean. Ow. Okay, well, since they haven't, let's just get rid of that building and then we should be safe to clear out this base afterwards. So yeah, you might be wondering why am I going for scouts instead of carriers, because I can get more scouts before I can get my carriers, and they serve to protect our carriers from air advances as well. And on top of it all, you generally don't want to go for carriers up until you have 2 or 3 bases up and running, so yeah, those are my reasons why. I think we should be fine. Focus fire that thing. And get our probes away from that location. God damn it. Striking down my probes, are you? Of course, try not to lose the carrier. Alright, looking good. This base is pretty much done for. Oh, we actually lost too many unnecessary amounts of probes by now. That's okay, we'll just make another batch. Start construction. In fact, hold it a little bit closer instead to here. We're gonna need the gas a lot more than the minerals. Damaged quite a bit. In any event, we managed to clear out one base. We're gonna go for the second one very, very soon. And from here on out, we can start moving towards getting carriers now. Okay. Perfect. A nice defensive line going on over here, which means that we can go about securing the next spot. We at least have the means to damage and everything in order to lay the hammer on them now. Once purple is out of the way, this level is halfway done.
This is Jimmy. This should be good. Go ahead, Commander. This is Jimmy. Right on.
Start making our first carriers.
Anytime you're ready.
gas supply is coming up very nicely. Now, by the time that one finishes, we will be ready to start production on the second one. From here on out, smooth sailing.
This should be good. Sounds fun. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Right on. Go ahead, Commander. Oh yeah. This is Jimmy. Oh yeah.
What are we dealing with? Lots and lots and lots of nonsense.
Go ahead, Commander.
For sure.
Raynor here. Anytime you're ready.
Knock that robotics facility down, and then purple is over and done with. And this is what makes carriers effective against defenses. Because the defenses generally tend to focus on taking down the interceptors more than the unit than anything else. So, yeah, Raynor is getting some damage unnecessarily. Perfect.
Oh yeah. Raynor here.
The minerals over here are looking pretty fine. We can actually start production on 2 more fleet stargates, because when we get our 3rd base, we will be able to produce 4 carriers at a time. There's another base located over here as well that we can go and claim. Sooner or later, this base is going to clear up as well. Fortunately, gas never really clears up. So that being said, it means that we will always have gas. But what happens though is that it does get depleted. And what that means is that we still get gas, but not nearly as much. So just little things to keep in mind. From here on out, get the last bit of the upgrades that we still need. And then our ground army is primarily going to be used to just defend the bases and keep things running and alive.
Go ahead, Commander.
Oh, I forgot about this. So yeah, minerals is a little bit on the low side now, but it's quickly gonna get up and running again. Actually, get more. Yeah, now I think about it. Yeah. So far, so good. Can start mining immediately. And we, for the most part, now have more than enough carriers. Send Jim Raynor back. He's not going to be as needed anymore. He's going to be running too much of a risk to die. Same goes for Phoenix. Is he stuck? No. Really? Wow. Wow, that is horrible. Well, only means one thing. I'm going to have to strike these boys down. It's gonna take too long to make anything else, so yeah, we had to wait for this to finish up, that's why. Okay, keep Jim Raynor around. What we are instead gonna be doing with him is use him to deal damage to the stasis shield once the turn comes. Which one is missing? This one over here. Come on, come on, come on. More them over to this spot so we can see them. This is why we need the scouts. In order to take down their air nonsense. Yeah, we out-carrier them for sure. Okay, one more upgrade to go. From here on out, getting armor, I suppose, or we can just save up. It's also a good idea. Okay, mass production on the carriers. Minerals is actually the problem now. Can you believe it? That will get fixed soon.
You must construct additional pylons.
Well,
You must construct
actually, it's already
additional
fixed.
pylons.
It's, just that we need to get a bit more. Okay, well, what's gonna be happening from here on out is we're just gonna start engaging them. I think we have arbiters now. No, not yet. In the next level. Would have been nice if we had them though. It can be a good idea to get a robotics base so that we can get access to observers because they will have cloaked units. Little things to keep in mind. Just for in case we do need the minerals, we are gonna go and knock out that base here on the side. In case of emergencies kind of situation. Not knock out the base, but just take care of the units.
Instructions. Upgrade constructions. Your command. You must construct
more? What? Come again? I missed that somehow. Yeah, I thought so. Always make sure that all of your interceptors have been created. Just send these in, free up some supply. Don't clump up your units too much. They will probably use that crystal ability of theirs to take hold of our units. Now, if they take hold of them all, that's going to be fine, but generally that's not how it works. Ooh, move this carrier behind. This is why we got scouts. In order to quickly deal with a situation like this. The carriers take down anything on the ground, no problems. I'm not even concerned about that for a little bit. It was the scouts and their area-based units that I was concerned about. You might lose a carrier or two, but that's going to be okay. Start getting Raynor closer. He's going to be needed to quickly take down the stasis shield that, or stasis cell that Tassadar is located inside.
We have found Tassadar's stasis cell. We will attempt to free him now. Commence warriors have engaged the enemy. Oh yeah.
There we go, and this is the end of the level. Woo-hoo-hoo. Take down those carriers.
I expected you to attempt to retrieve your hero. You will learn that the will of the Conclave is absolute. Make peace with Adun.
Stay thy hand, Adjudicator. The stewards of Tassadar shall not fall while the Dark Templar live. Call off your guards and stand aside, and you may yet live to see another moonrise.
I will not be addressed so by one so devoid of the Kala's light. You and your vile brethren shall die with these traitors.
Are you truly so blinded by your vaunted religion that you cannot see the fall ahead of you? Your Conclave believes that they are winning this war, but all they have succeeded in doing is helping the Overmind to win.
What could you possibly know about our designs, blasphemer?
You speak of knowledge, Judicator. You speak of experience. I have journeyed through the darkness between the most distant stars. I have beheld the births of negative sounds, and borne witness to the entropy of entire realities. Unto my experience, Balderus, all that you have built here on Ioran is but a fleeting dream. A dream from which your precious Conclave shall awaken, finding themselves drowned in a greater nightmare.
We shall see.
Alright, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of level 8 for the Protoss campaign. 2 more to go. The next one is not going to be as long, if I remember it correctly. It's going to be a little bit more action-packed, fighting off against the Zerg once again. So only 2 more remaining, and then we are finally over and done with. Definitely stay tuned for level 9, and I will see you next time.